So welcome to Droke's Notes Brew Review. I'm Steve.
I guess I'm Mike today.
And Mike's going to be our guest co-host today, and we are going to actually review our first Scotch on here. We're going to do a review of Monkey Shoulder. It's a blended, premium blended Scotch. It's at 43% alcohol by volume, and it is blended from 3 different single malt Scotch breweries in Scotland, and I'm not going to butcher their names and tell you who they are. You can look it up. So I think Mike looked up some information on this one before he came in.
I just did a brief, just kind of a little bug in the face, a little check, just to check it out. I was introduced to Scotches about a year ago. And of course, a buddy of mine, got me a 15-year Macallan, so it's definitely, upper echelon of the Scotches. And so I just kind of wanted to know what the heck I was going to be drinking tonight and tasting. And, based off the reviews that you kind of see online, it's, pretty solid, especially for the price. What did you say you paid for it?
$30-something for what I have. It's supposed to be a good entry level Scotch. That's why I got it.
Yeah, something that's not going to break the bank, an everyday Scotch, something that you can enjoy without hurting the wallet. Keep the expensive stuff in the liquor cabinet when you have special company over or you want to show off. Yeah. But I'm actually looking forward to it. With it being a triple blend, I'm kind of curious to see what the notes are, what kind of aromas are going to be in it. Palate, taste, burn going down. Are you going to wake up and go, whew, there's a Scotch, or is it going to be, yeah, that's a nice Scotch, so... I'm going to follow your lead on how we do this, sir.
And we're going to do this 3 different ways. We're going to start off with it neat, and then we're going to do it on the rocks, so some ice in it, and then once we try it that way, we're going to do, I think they called it an orange monkey on the website. We'll throw some ginger ale in it and splash it with some orange and try it that way. So first we're going to try it neat.
Cheers.
Pretty nice little sound there.
Yeah, you got a nice little cork.
So we'll just start with a little bit just to get a good little smell and taste to it. So, yeah, nice color to it, kind of golden to me. But that's coming from someone that's colorblind, so it's golden to me.
Definitely.
Yeah, it got a strong smell.
Yeah, it lights up the nose hairs. Actually, you get a little bit of the burn off of the.
Definitely get a lot of the alcohol burn off of it.
What's the alcohol on this?
43%.
So, a little bit more. Yeah, definitely lets you know you're drinking something.
And again, this isn't one of those, I smell certain things. It's just, this definitely smells strong.
Quick burn on the tongue. Hit me right in the flat in the first part of the tongue. Quick burn. However, and the only thing I can compare this to is because the Macallans that I've drank. The Macallans have a kind of a sweet, little bit of a cinnamon to it. This had more of a citrus. I picked up a little bit more of a citrus lemon on it. Based off of what I read, you're supposed to pick up some hints of vanilla. I really didn't pick that up.
I didn't pick up any vanilla in it on this one. Definitely got the burn on the tongue right off the bat. Let it set for a few seconds and then swallowed it. I didn't get a big burn going down, but I did get a real good burn on the tongue.
Yeah, the whole process, the whole time it's in my mouth, the tongue's burning. You get a little bit of burn, heat burn. It almost feels like, and what it is it's just the alcohol and the tannins and everything exploding. I get it as it goes down, but it's weird. Once it goes down here, burn's gone. I don't feel anything down in here. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm warming up a little bit because you're drinking some good alcohol, but
definitely got the heat going. That one, I didn't let it sit. I just took a drink, swallowed it. I did get a little bit of lingering burn on the back of the throat, but nothing unpleasant. It wasn't that bad. So now we'll throw some ice in it.
I need a little bit more. And you can see here, we're not overloading it, just a couple ice cubes, let it dilute just for a second.
Yeah, well, just a touch to it. Not much. So yeah, I think I put a little bit less of mine than Mike did, so we'll kind of maybe a little bit of variation and let the ice melt just for a couple of minutes or just for a minute.
Yeah, it's definitely one. I wouldn't just drink it. Just come home. Oh man, I like to have a drink and pour it and drink it neat. It's a little too abrupt, a little too much burn. To just sit back and sit on the couch, watch a TV show, and relax and have a an adult beverage. But I'm kind of curious now that we put a little bit of ice on it, cool it down just a little bit, let that melt for a second, and see if that helps dilute some of the burn, and see if it makes it a little bit more pleasant to where you can just get and sip on it. Because that's the thing about Scotch is you're not mixing this with like a Jack and Coke or anything like that. These are straight up, you sit down, you pour yourself a glass, you either put a couple ice cubes on it, you drink it neat, and it's just purely enjoying the blend, the smoothness, the flavors that you pull out of it. I get irritated when I see people drink scotches and they're mixing it with all kinds of different things. And,
which we're going to do here in a little bit.
Well, yeah. I mean, something like this, maybe due to how abrupt the burn was initially, it may be one of those type of scotches that you could consider. And again, you're not spending $200 on this bottle. This is a $30
bottle. Blended malt scotch.
It's like I tell everybody, look, why do we mix Jack Daniels and things like that? Because it's $30-$40. If you take a $200 bottle of scotch and mix it, you're just wasting a blend.
Now, and don't get me wrong, the heat when you drink it in is not as bad as is not as bad as a whiskey.
No, it's not like I'm drinking bottom shelf.
Oh, no,
it's not bad. It's just noticeable.
Yeah, it's very noticeable, but it doesn't linger very long. So yeah.
All right, you can see the ice is about half melted, so there's definitely some water added to this.
And it definitely cuts into that alcohol smell.
Yeah, there's no burn on the nose.
I'm picking up something.
I'm actually pulling up a little bit of like the vanilla citrus. Now I can actually pick up a little bit of the vanilla. So it's weird how a little bit of water mixed in with it can definitely change the context. Much smoother.
Yeah,
much smoother.
No burn on the tongue.
Yeah, burn's gone.
I wouldn't not say burn, but you definitely can feel the alcohol in it.
Yeah, you got the ferment heat. I mean, you're drinking.
I actually could taste
Scotch.
A little bit of the vanilla.
Yeah.
At that point in time.
Now
I did taste the vanilla.
This I could sit down and pour myself a glass, throw a couple ice cubes in it, pop my feet up, sit down, watch a TV show, and enjoy an evening scotch. Yeah, much better.
Yeah, this I could definitely drink it like this. Hanging around with some friends, just kind of relaxing, maybe playing a game of cards. Mm-hmm. I can see this being a good drink for something like that.
Trying to figure out when you swallow it, there's almost a kind of an intense flavor, and I can't quite pull what the flavor is.
A little citrusy, I think. I think that's what I'm tasting. I definitely taste the vanilla. The vanilla's there.
Yeah, the vanilla is definitely there. Now that I got the ice in there, it's with it being neat. It's so overpowering on the burn, and what little bit of citrus you can pull out of it, it just buries the vanilla. But when you put a couple of ice cubes on it, it allows that heat to cool down just a little bit and allow it to sit on the palate. Yeah. It allows you to absorb, because neat, all your tongue is feeling is that burn. Now with it cooled down, you're actually able to absorb, the flavors.
So now, definitely better on the rocks than neat.
Oh, without a doubt.
And I'm gonna throw some more ice cubes in here. We're actually gonna put about 6 more cubes in here. And we're going to. So I was looking up.
I'm gonna start calling you Bartender Droke. Look at this.
I was looking up mixers for this because we want to try 2 or 3 different ways to get a different
just a smidge more
different blend to it. And on the website they have a list of different cocktails or mixes for this.
And just to show you how much scotch, about a third of the glass with ice, and the rest of it we're going to top off with ginger. What is it?
Yeah, ginger ale.
Ginger ale.
Yeah,
Now, what is this called? An orange monkey?
yeah, orange monkey. So we'll bring it up with some ginger ale, and then we'll do a splash of. We'll do a splash of orange. So I'll just take. I cut up some oranges. I'm gonna take one and just kind of squirt some orange juice down in it. Throw that to the side. So as you can see, the ginger ale doesn't take away from the color of it. It still looks. I can just set it to the side.
All right.
So the color's still a beautiful color. I really like the color of the Scotch on this
It looks
one.
like a good old-fashioned, just adult beverage, sitting at a bar, hanging out with your buddies, talking. Hey, what are you drinking? Scotch and ginger ale.
So I really liked it on the rocks. I'm really curious to see how this is going to taste.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and try it.
All right.
The smell does come through the ginger ale a little bit. You can tell that there's some Scotch in here. That it's not just ginger ale. And yep.
Go ahead and mix that up just to make sure we get it a fair shake. All right.
So yep. Now we're going to try it.
Now it just smells like a spiced ginger ale. Yeah, you got a little bit of Scotch still coming through.
So you still get the Scotch flavor in it. I think the vanilla kind of milk. I think I really get the flavor of that vanilla with that ginger ale coming through.
Yeah, I was expecting it to be a lot sweeter, with the ginger ale on it. But what's weird is that is the first time. I mean, it's like vanilla, pow. I mean, and it really cuts into that sweetness on that ginger ale,
Yeah.
and it's actually
This is pretty
a
good.
damn good drink. It's weird. You take a bottle neat. Neither one of us cared for it. Add a couple of ice cubes, it gets a little bit better, and you add a little ginger ale. Now it's fantastic.
This is pretty damn good.
Very refreshing.
Yeah,
Yeah, summer cocktail,
yeah. The ginger ale really, that ginger ale just like you said,
Christmas cocktail,
brings
New
out
Year's
that
Eve.
vanilla. It eliminates the heat. There's no heat to this.
Mm-mm.
There's no burn. There's no heat. There's no unpleasant anything. I mean, this is really smooth, very tasty.
Not as smooth as a baby's butt, but pretty smooth.
Oh, so when I say there's no heat to it, you're drinking an alcoholic beverage.
Oh yeah, no, you
Yeah.
don't fool yourself. When
Oh,
you
no,
take a sip of this, you're sitting down
Yes.
chilling out, and you're gonna get a
Yeah.
buzz off of it. But this is not one that I feel like I would have heartburn afterwards. I'd
No.
have indigestion afterwards. I'd have that bubbly heat stomach afterwards.
It's definitely one I would have to monitor my intake on these because I could see myself drinking.
Well, especially at 43% alcohol.
Yeah, I
you have 2-3 of these, and you've had some alcohol.
Yeah, that ginger ale does make this where it is a very, very, very pleasant. So with that, so we've done all three. I could tell you that as far as now we'll go ahead and rate them. The neat, I give the neat about a 6. I think I'll go with a 6. It wasn't terrible. It wasn't great. I could take a shot of it. Neat. So I put it a 6. I put it a little bit above average.
Having experienced upper scale, scotches that have competed, the Macallan, 18 years, 20 years, things of that nature, and knowing what those are to rate a 9 and a 10, personally, the only reason I'm even giving it this is just because of the price.
Yeah, the price point is why I gave it an extra couple.
5.5,
Yeah.
6. Again, it's a solid Scotch. It's got good flavor. To me, it's a little heavy on the palate
It
at the
is.
burn,
It is.
and that kills the enjoyment that I have of sitting down and just because to me a Scotch, end of the day, stressful day. I come home, pour me a Scotch, 2 ice cubes on it, kick my feet up, relax,
Yep.
and that neat does not allow me to relax. You're on your toes. You're like, whew,
Yeah.
I got to take another drink to get through this. So
Agreed on that. That's why I gave this
5.5. And again, if it was a $100 bottle, I'd probably rate it around a 3, 4 because of the expense. But $30, And also experiencing it with ice and with ginger ale. I know the versatility of it now, so definitely I would say 5.5, 6.
Well, I would say with so neat, give it a 6. Mike gives it a 5.5. On the rocks, I bumped it up to a 6.5.
I would give it a solid 6, 6.5 at that particular point because you're able to pull out some of the vanilla. It cools down the burn, lets you sit back and actually enjoy the scotch
And actually taste the
and
flavor
taste
of
it.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a mixed cocktail and you want a great bottle that's not over top, a good solid $30 and hand it out to your friends, and you're not going to worry about, hey, is this a good alcohol that I'm putting in my drinks, and mix it with some ginger ale, put a splash of orange on it. I'm a solid 8.5.
Yeah, I'm saying, I'm right at an 8 on this. I could go 8.5. Mixed with the ginger ale. There's a bunch of different other mixes on the website for this, but just with the ginger ale and that little splash of orange, this is a solid 8. I would almost go to a 9 on this one. This is actually one of the better mixed drinks I've had in a while.
Yeah, because
This is
if
really,
you ever
really
had
good.
like Jack Daniels or Jim Beam or any type of mid-level whiskeys or bourbons and things, you know what you're drinking. It always comes through your mix. This, it doesn't come through the mix.
Nope.
It complements the mix, so
Yeah,
it's
very,
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 easy
very
to
well.
drink, very smooth.
Even letting it sit, I know, and drinking some. I mean, it's still, it's still really good.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to sit here for a little bit after this is done, so I can drive home tonight.
So, definitely recommend this one if you want to get into Scotch and you want a good value on a blended Scotch. I would definitely recommend trying it mixed with some things to kind of take that heat away from it and that bite that it has.
If you're looking for something just to pour into a tumbler and drink it neat, this isn't the Scotch for you. This is definitely going to be either a splash of water on the rocks, or use it as a Scotch, an inexpensive Scotch, to use it as a mixed drink mixer.
So, give us some comments down in the down below.
And
Tell
make
us-
me famous, so a lot of shares.
Tell us what kind of scotches that you guys have you've enjoyed, and that way we can know what to go out and try. Give us a like, give us a subscribe, and for that, I'm Steve,
And I'm Mike.
and this is Droke's Notes Brew Review.